Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I am Ashley. I'm a homeschooling mom with 7 kiddos. I wanted to do a video today on, because before we know it, summer will be here, and kind of what we do as far as any kind of summer learning, summer refreshers to kind of keep things fresh in our minds as it relates to school. I believe I did a video last year on workbooks that we were doing for the summer. Now, obviously, as we get into the higher grades by like upper middle school, high school, there are a select few workbooks, so to speak, that you can really find for summer learning and just kind of keeping everything in the back of your mind. I am, as you all know, if you know, we do not homeschool year round. We take the summers off. We take the, designated Christmas times off. We take the designated spring break, and pretty much for the most part stay on the public school schedule. We kind of go off of that. I don't necessarily, the last couple years, I haven't necessarily started exactly when public school would start, because a lot of things don't come into play, like vacation time and, just other things that we're doing, and whether or not I'm ready to start. If we've had a busy summer, am I ready to start? Do I have everything that I need, et cetera, et cetera. So we do not school year round. With that being said, I do like to keep things, like I said, in the back of their mind, and just kind of keep their brains going throughout the summer as it relates to school, because they can forget it like that. Like, that's it, especially when I've worked so hard to get my younger ones, like my kinder and my first grader, we're at a good point right now, and we're just trekking along, and with the reading and the alphabet and all of that, and working so hard on that, and then having like a giant 3-month break. I don't want any of that to get lost. So what we do and what my plans are for this summer, like I said, we travel, as much as we can. And obviously extracurriculars and stuff play, now as they're getting older and doing more extracurriculars, play a large part in when we actually go on vacation. I kind of have to figure out, what weekends are we free, when is the break for certain sports. Some don't really have breaks, they're just kind of sporadic, like a few days here, a few days there, and they're just ongoing. So those kinds of things are year round. Our extracurriculars are year round. And so I take a lot into play when I figure out what we are doing and how we are doing things in the summer. In the past, and I will link the video that I have, that I made last year about which workbooks I like for summer learning. It varies based on grade. Like I said, my older kid, or kids, I guess, my second one will be in 5th grade this coming year, and my oldest will be in 8th. So, like I said, as you get higher up, those things change as far as what they really need to go over. And, it's more so of their interests as far as like a necessity. For example, my younger kids need to keep that repetition going, need to keep the alphabet and the sounds and the letter sounds and the reading. They need to keep it going. Yes, I want my older kids to read, and they do that on their own without me even telling them. So it's not, I don't have an issue with that. It's my younger kids that need to be told, to keep doing things, we have to keep going, With that being said, I'm not going to be obviously as strict. So for example, my younger kids, my ones with the alphabets, my kinder and first, who will be going into first and second, I want them to keep with that repetition. So that is on the forefront of my mind. I want them to be doing this repetition work. If we do it, if not every morning, every other morning. I want them to, my incoming second grader, I want her to be able to read something to me every day, because I will make a video on this too, on her progress, but the change in her and how she has progressed is great. It's incredible for where we were at the beginning of the year versus 4 months later. Well, I say 4 months later, August, September, October, November, December, 6 months later, 6 to 7 months. So I want to keep that going, because obviously it is that repetition that helps those two kids of mine. And that is ideal, and that is what we need to do. So things like that I will do every day, if not every other day. Reading, I would like to do every day. At least say, this is what we want to read this, get some, some more books on her level, and have that be a daily thing that we do before anything. And all it takes is 5 minutes. I just want you to read this story to me, out loud, or to your siblings or whatnot, and just to keep that practice going. Because as soon as you kind of fade away from that and you get lax about it, she's going to start forgetting things. And it's just, I wanted to just keep routine. So those workbooks that I was talking about, I know for a fact that we like the Brain Quest ones. I think those might only go up to 5th grade. I think. I don't think middle school, because I had some issues with finding things for middle school that weren't like so dry and so bland. And really, for my older ones, I'm going back and forth, but for my older ones, I just want them to keep their minds going. So whether that is, reading, whether that is practicing multiplication facts, division facts, I'm going to try and look for some things that are maybe fun, and not just like the simple flashcards for my 4th grader, incoming 5th grader. Some of those the bigger division she struggles with, and so that repetition too is key for her as well. But I want to do it in a way that is fun and not just so blah, like here's your flashcards. So keeping that in mind, I like to go over those things that we learned throughout the year. Anything that we struggled with, I want to keep that fresh and keep going throughout the summer. The Brain Quest workbooks, they have specific summer Brain Quest workbooks. I like those because they're fun. You get to put the sticker on, when you complete a page or a lesson or whatnot, and you can see your progress on this little map. And so I really like those. I will be ordering those probably relatively soon, just to kind of take a look and see, because I need to see what my options are for all grade levels. We will have a pre-K, officially a pre-K, or my just turned 4-year-old. He's learning quite a bit actually alongside my kindergartner, but officially he's not in pre-K. So we will start that. I always started pre-K at 4. When they were in private preschool. So that is what we're going to continue to do. So I will have a pre-K-er, a 1st grader, a 2nd grader, a 5th grader, and an 8th grader. That, the Brain Quest are ones that I like to do with the elementary schoolers. The pre-K-er, there is a pre-K one. So I plan on doing that too. I have kids that love workbooks. That love to do their school. And so I'm going to go with that. I'm just going to take that and run with it, because as long as they're happy and they enjoy that, then that's what we're going for. I can also do reading to them as well, because I think that's important too. We don't do read alouds really in homeschool, because I have such varied ages, and I feel like they might kind of get lost. My little kids will be off doing this, and then my older kids will be yelling because it's so loud, because the other ones aren't interested in what they're, just a whole all this shenanigans. So I do want to go ahead and keep reading. I want the younger ones to read to me, or my younger one to read to me. I want my older ones to read independently as well. We haven't been to the library in a really long time, a couple years actually. And so I'd like to do that. I know we have new libraries over here, not new, but new to us because we moved. And so I'd like to check those out. And so my kids would go and get like stacks of books. And so I think they will enjoy that. I plan on doing that as well and seeing what kind of summer programs. The libraries have summer reading programs, so that also keeps them engaged because they get their little, participation trophy. And my younger kids have not done that before, so they don't have that. So I think that is also a really good idea too, to keep things, give them motivation, give them something to work for and to work towards, instead of just saying, here's this book, read it. I need you to read it because you're supposed to. Getting that little trophy and doing those 5 books at a time and getting their little prizes, that's motivation. And at this point, I'm fine with that, because I'm really fine with that at any point, but especially with my younger ones that are struggling to really want to get into school, I will use motivation whenever needed. So whenever necessary, I will use that. So we do, like I said, we do not officially school during the summer. I will take every opportunity that I can to learn in some aspect, way, shape, or form. Whether that is going on, random little field trip things, whether that is going on, going to, parks, not like swing parks, but like nature trails and things like that. All of that is learning in some aspect. And so for the summer, all I want to do is get them, keep them engaged and keep them, just interested in something, to where they're not just sitting doing nothing for 2.5, 3 months. Like I said, the extracurriculars keep them going. They are there all the time. We have something every day of the week pretty much. Anyway, that is kind of a very broad definition of what our summer learning is going to look like. Workbooks sprinkled in, reading sprinkled in, learning and refreshing those math concepts as much as we can. Like I said, I'm going to try and find some fun things, maybe a game or something online that they can do. We do have ABC Mouse, and so my younger kids like to play that, and there are quite a few learning apps as well. So I am going to kind of look into that and see if there's anything that I can use to, our advantage for the 5th grader and the 8th grader. I cannot even believe that. So let me know if you have any questions down below, if there's anything that you like to do for summer learning, whether you homeschool year round or not. I feel like even if you homeschool year round, maybe you do things a little bit differently in the summer, but still kind of keep somewhat of a routine. Like I said, if we ever have a free weekend day, which is not very typical, we like to do something, whether it's outside or, learning in some form. So let me know down below if you have any comments, questions, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.